Hi, welcome to Echoes from the Quiet Corner, where old stories guide us through new storms. Let me begin with something that might make you pause. We are about to talk about AI and memory. And yes, even the possibility of giving machines emotionally weighted memory that changes over time, almost like ours. I know that can sound unsettling. After all, why would we want machines to be anything like us? Why should we care if they remember like we do? But before you close this tab, please take a breath with me. Because here's the truth we rarely say out loud. We are already letting artificial intelligence into deeply human spaces. We ask chatbots for relationship advice. We share secrets with AI therapists. We send late night voice notes to language models, hoping to feel a little less alone. Companionship, counseling, even love. I'm not saying that all of us do this, but most of us do. It's happening quietly, globally, not in some distant future, but now. And that means we have to ask difficult, uncomfortable questions, not to replace humanity, but to protect it. If we are building tools we are beginning to trust with our most vulnerable thoughts, shouldn't those tools understand what a memory means? Shouldn't they know that a goodbye matters more than a grocery list? That's what this episode is about. Not building human like AI for novelty, but designing memory systems that align with human values. Precisely because our reliance on them is already emotional, not just functional. And believe it or not, Pixar may have given us a blueprint for that in 2015. So let's begin. Let me take you back to a scene from the Pixar film you might have watched on a quiet weekend. Maybe with popcorn, maybe with tears. A little girl named Riley moves to a new city. She is told to smile, to be brave, to adjust. Inside her mind, five emotions scramble to make sense of it all: joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. They argue, they malfunction, they learn, and Inside Out, Pixar's animated masterpiece, turns into a quiet revolution, a film that whispers truths about memory, emotion, and what it means to be human. But today, I want to ask a strange question. What if an AI watched Inside Out? Would it understand the movie? Could it feel the movie? And what would it learn about memory? You see, we are building machines that remember everything: our search history, our voice notes, our late night messages, our coffee orders. Memory for AI is clean, in text, searchable. But here is the problem: human memory doesn't work like that. We forget the names of neighbors, but remember a lullaby from childhood. We recall the smell of our grandmother's kitchen, but not the date she passed. Our memories aren't files, they are stories, wounds, echoes. They don't just record life, they shape it. So, when AI systems try to mimic us by logging data, storing timelines, training on patterns, they are missing the very thing that makes memory meaningful: emotion. Back in Inside Out, Joy tries to protect Riley by bottling up sadness. She hoards all the happy memories, hiding the sad ones. But everything begins to fall apart because without sadness, joy becomes hollow. Without forgetting, there is no healing. Without emotion, memories lose their weight. By the end of the film, the core memories, those glowing orbs, start to change color. Joy mixes with sadness. Bittersweetness is born. And that's the genius of Pixar. It tells us something scientists, specifically maybe AI scientists, still grapple with. Memory is never neutral. So when we ask, can AI align with human values? Maybe we should really ask, can AI remember like we do? Let's imagine an AI agent logging your life. It remembers every birthday wish, every online order, every typo. But it doesn't know that the voice note you recorded on your mom's birthday right after she passed mattered more than 1,000 clean messages. It doesn't know that the silence in your chat after a breakup meant something. Because AI doesn't weigh memories, it treats all input as data. But we weigh them by pain, joy, regret, shame, pride. A smile from a stranger on a bad day becomes unforgettable. An award on a numb day is forgotten. The human brain doesn't just store memory, it curates it. That's why we need more than good algorithms. We need soul weighted memory. Oscar Wilde once wrote about Dorian Gray, a man whose portrait aged while he stayed perfect. His life was unchanged by memory, untouched by consequence. He was, in a sense, an early AI, but he lost his soul. George Orwell warned of memory rewritten by power. In his book 1984, memory was political. Truth was adjustable. In neuroscience, memory isn't even real. It's reconstructed every time we recall it. Each time we remember something, we are editing it, coloring it, repackaging it with our current mood and belief. That's what makes us human. Our memories evolve with us. We grow from them, argue with them, find peace with them. Will AI ever do that? Strangely, it's not remembering that makes us most human, it's forgetting. Forgetfulness lets us forgive, let go, move on. An AI that never forgets might seem powerful initially, but it's also terrifying because some memories should be forgotten or at least softened. Would you want a friend who reminds you every day of your worst moments? Would you trust a system that never forgets your shame? Sometimes forgetting is mercy. Sometimes remembering is weight. We don't need machines that recall. We need ones that understand. Maybe, just maybe, Pixar gave us more than a children's story. Maybe Inside Out is a design principle for the future, a blueprint. It reminds us that memory is not about precision, it's about presence. It's not about facts, it's about feeling. And until our machines can carry memories like that, like colored orbs glowing with emotion, they will never truly know us. We may build powerful tools, but the soul of memory still belongs to us. We are not the sum of our memories, we are the sum of their meanings. Forgetfulness is a form of freedom, Khalil Gibran once said. Emotion colors memory, and memory shapes emotion. To understand one, we must embrace the other. So, we should always keep this in mind while we use AI and also while we develop new AI systems. That's all for today. Thank you for listening, and until next time, may your quiet corners be rich with echoes that know how to listen as always. And don't forget to forget. Bye.